owned company called CITIC, a full studio, geological studio of Venezuelan mineral resources. And this information only China has, whereas Venezuelan deposits of gold, minerals, rare earth, critical minerals, all this information right now is owned by China. So look, we have to understand that now Iranian, Russian, and Chinese have operations in Venezuela, military, intelligence, and technology, only 3 hours away from Florida. And a transition to democracy will certainly dismantle this, turn Venezuela into the strongest security ally of the United States and Western democracies in the region.
Fantastic. Going back to the elections for a moment, what would you do if Maduro called you right now, right after this interview, and said he's willing to recognize the results of the July 28th election and organize the transfer of power? What would be your top priority your first week of government?
Well, Francis, as you are aware, we had offered Nicolás Maduro from day one, after we won by a landslide, the possibility of a negotiated transition. He has rejected it over and over again, and on the contrary, has unleashed the worst repression wave in our history. We have dozens of innocent citizens that have been disappeared, tortured, abused, people whose houses have been marked just because they defended the votes. Currently, we have 870 political prisoners. Many of them are my colleagues, my friends, my children. And so this is a moment in which Maduro has to understand that the hours are running up. And certainly, if he accepts a transition, this will move further, orderly, and peacefully and faster. But it will take place, regardless whatever Maduro does. So in the first stage, in the first 100 hours, we need to take control. We have to secure power stations, secure the borders, and of course, liberate all of our political prisoners. The first 100 days would be a day of stabilization in which we need to give attention and center all our efforts in our people that will have supply of power in order to have supply of fuel, to have foods, medicines, security. And certainly from economic perspective, we need to put order from this chaos. Venezuela is currently to bring order in every dimension, but especially in our economy, in our financial accounts. Everything will be made public because transparency is the essence of trust. And I want to convey this message of all of you that are business promoters and entrepreneurs and visionaries in this hall today. Listen to this. Venezuela is coming back, and fast. We will turn Venezuela from the criminal hub of the Americas into the energy hub of the Americas and the technology hub of the Americas. Venezuela is going to be the new global frontier for innovation and wealth creation, and we invite you to be part of it.
I really hope you can hear the audience clapping for that. Maria.
No, I can't. I just imagine it.
Imagine it. What impact would a transition to democracy have for Venezuelans, both inside and outside the country, so many of them who are here in the United States, and for the entire region?
This will be transformational, Francis. This transition to democracy is going to be the biggest legacy of this leadership for generations to come. And I'll mention only 5 dimensions because there are many others. First, for our people, a country that has been suffering, torn apart, where children only go twice a week to schools because teachers are paid $1 a day. where 86% of our population lives in poverty. And yes, I'm talking about the country that has the largest oil reserves in the world. And that's what we're suffering right now. We will turn fear into hope and reencountering the families. We will turn poverty into opportunity for all, for the region, for the US. We will turn this criminal hub into a security shield in the heart of the Americas. We will dismantle these criminal cartels, drug cartels, transnational criminal organizations. We will push out those agents from regimes that have used our country to turn our country into a real threat for the national security of the region. And certainly we will establish long-lasting alliances for the security of the whole hemisphere. Third, and this is amazing, super exciting for me, we will open Venezuela for foreign investment. I am talking about a $1.7 trillion opportunity, not only in oil and gas, which is huge, and you know that the opportunities, because we will open all upstream, middle stream, downstream to all companies, but also in mining, in gold, in infrastructure, power. We have our grid right now has a 17 gigawatt opportunity of energy potential that needs to be rehabbed. Certainly for technology and AI and tourism. You know, Venezuela has 2,800 kilometers of pristine Caribbean coastline ready to be developed. So this is going to be huge. We will bring rule of law, we will open markets, we will have security for foreign investment and a transparent, massive privatization program that is waiting for you. Fourth, I have to say, for the region, this will mean we will stabilize the region and bring democracy. And please listen to this. Our cause, the Venezuelan cause, is also the Cuban cause and the Nicaraguan cause. Liberating Venezuela will mean that Cuba and Nicaragua will soon be free again. And for the first time in history, we will have the Americas free of communism, dictatorship, and narco-terrorism. And finally, our people. You know that a third of Venezuelan population have been forced to flee our country, almost 9 million Venezuelans. Many of them are there with you, and I want to thank you, because if there's one community I need to thank, it's the community of Florida, because you have welcomed them, and they are good, hard-working people. But we want them back. And as soon as Maduro goes, you will see hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan migrants coming back home. We want our children back home, and we will reunite Venezuela in a proud, prosperous country for that.
Wow. Again, you can't hear the audience, but they're clapping tremendously for you. How would you go about restoring relationships with more challenging countries like Brazil, Colombia, or Mexico?
Well, the situation is different with every one of them, but they will understand that we will bring rule of law and transparency above all. Player in our region. We hope we can build strong, transparent, mutually beneficial relations with Brazil, not only in commerce, investment, migration, but also promoting democracy and rule of law in the region. Secondly, with Mexico, this goes beyond commerce or investment, because there's a common challenge regarding dismantling the drug cartels. And we expect that this could be a hand-in-hand strategy, as we will have with the United States and other countries, for these criminal structures to be stopped and pushed out of our countries. And finally, Colombia, I would say that's a vital relationship. You are aware that we share, a very vivid border that has turned into a gray zone where criminals operate freely. And the only way you can dismantle this and this corridor of drugs that comes from Colombia through Venezuela towards the US, the Caribbean, and Europe, the only way is from an alliance on both sides. Maduro so far has been the best supporter and part of the business of the Colombian guerrilla and the drug cartels. So we expect that we can work seriously with Colombia in order to dismantle these cartels and take state control on this territory. But I have to say, in the case of Colombia also, that Colombia has been the main recipient of our migrants, and almost 3 million Venezuelans live in Colombia currently, and they have been received as in their own homes, and they have been protected and integrated into the community and economy. And I want to thank what the Colombian society has done, and this has made us come further together. I mean, Colombia will never have peace until Venezuela is free. And our destinies are tied together. And my dream is I can go and stand in the Simón Bolívar Bridge that unites Colombia and Venezuela with my arms open, receiving thousands of Venezuelans coming back home. And that will happen soon, Francis, very soon.
Wow. So we talked about your first week when you come back. What about the next 5 years? What's your vision for the next 5 years of Venezuela?
Well, I will be with my family united and my loved ones in a free country. And I will tell you something, Venezuela will be the envy of the world. They would look and say, how did you do that? How did you turn a country in ruins into a beacon of hope, of prosperity, of security? I know many people feared that the destruction and devastation have been so huge in our institutions, in our infrastructure, in our resources, in our families, in our soul. But believe me, this has brought a country united as never before. We turned down the barriers the regime had built to divide us for racial or ideological or social issues. And the country is united around values, human dignity, freedom and love. And this, this urge, this need to bring our children back home. So Venezuela will turn into a country of prosperity that will be a living example of what citizens organize with their, will and genius to turn into a great nation that will also be a recipient of citizens that come all over the world because they want to invest, to create, to live their dreams in a land of grace.
When I pause, it's because they're clapping and chanting Libertad. We spoke yesterday on the phone, and you invited me to a free Venezuela, and I look forward to that day where I can go with my wife, who's in the audience, to visit you in the presidential palace one day. We have a special moment here. You're speaking to the world. You're speaking to the Miami community. You're speaking to the Florida community in the United States. We're going to have the President of the United States here later, President Milei tomorrow. What is your message to the people of Miami, to the people of Florida, that, as you said, would probably love nothing more than just be able to go back to their country that's been destroyed by this regime? What's your message for them?
Look, Francis, if there's one community in the world I owe gratitude, it's to the people of Florida. Because you have received thousands of good, hardworking, family-loving Venezuelans. You have opened your schools, your businesses, your hearts for them. They have feel protected while we work together and fight for they've been able to come back. And also you have maintained this flame of hope alive, making the world understand that freedom is a universal cause, and understanding what it means liberating Venezuela in the context of Latin America and the Americas as a whole. As I mentioned before, once we liberate Venezuela, Cuba will follow, Nicaragua will follow. We will have this continent free of communism, dictatorship, and narco-terrorism for the first time in history. This is huge. So I want to thank all of you in your community, teachers, owners of businesses, journalists, and certainly your leadership, your political leadership. You have been a great friend, Francis, of our cause. I am so grateful to you. I'm so grateful to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, that has been, the champion of the cause of freedom and democracy in the Americas. I want to thank Governor DeSantis. I want to thank my friend, Senator Rick Scott, that has always trusted us, and now Senator Ashley Moody. And of course, I have to say, and I want to make a special mention to our three amigos, or three friends, María Elvira Salazar, Mario Díaz-Balart, and Carlos Jiménez, who have been so close and always supporting us. So, this is a tribute to all of you as well. And I want to insist in this. The prize that was given to us is also a prize that you should feel as your own, because you are will always remember what you have done as a community, as a nation, for freedom and justice around the world. So Venezuela will be free, and I'm looking forward to that day when I will hug you and embrace you and receive you in this wonderful country. Thank you very much.
María Corina, thank you so much for your courage in doing this. We know you do this at tremendous risk to yourself. Thank you for sharing your words, your vision, for your leadership. Thank you for being such an example to all of us of what courageous leadership really means. And on behalf of the American Business Forum, I just want to congratulate you once again and thank you.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Pioneering investment inspires you to dig deeper and step up to the highest level. That's the PIF effect.